You win this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this won't be a piece of cake.
Dude, I'm literally... I was listening to a podcast about how like old Joe Biden is.
Yeah.
Right? And all the stuff they're saying about him, I want it to be Schadenfreude, or however you say that word. Yeah, that's why you're here, dude, to correct my pronunciation of obscure words. But dude, I was literally like, I wanted to enjoy like fucking Biden, you're so old. Not in a political way, just to enjoy that someone in power had an unfortunate circumstance.
And you wait until the news of his brain cancer or whatever cancer, prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer. But dude, I prepared to be like, LOL, Biden, you're so dumb. And then all the stuff that they were saying he did, I'm like, I've fucking done that as a 34-year-old.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? They're like, he would use a wrong word. I'm like, I would do that. He'd be like, he would reference people's names who have been dead for several years. I'm like, I've actually done that too.
Who have you done that with?
Well, you know how we know several dead comedians?
Yeah.
I
wasn't close to them any personally. Do you have any close personal?
I have.
Yeah. Can we open up that wound?
I think it might be fucked up to say his name on the podcast, so we'll call him John, right?
Okay.
And it's fucked up. There's probably a dead comedian named John that I've forgotten about.
John Belushi.
It's John Belushi, yeah. The story is about John Belushi.
I was doing cocaine in the early 80s. My friend John.
You know, a lot of people thought it wouldn't be possible for me to do cocaine in the 80s with John Belushi, what with me not being alive and all.
Yeah.
But I was actually doing it the whole time.
You were the best.
I was a zygote. Just fucking rails with John Belushi.
G-O-A-T. All the cool babies said something. I don't know what that. No, that's funny.
Dude, goat has gone out the window in terms of like, because black people said it. I don't even know when they started. You know what I mean? And then like gay people and like drag queens, like they were saying it, right? When a lingo gets to me, I know it's almost done.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a straight white male. You know what I mean? I'm 34.
You're like the opposite of a canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
Or maybe that is a perfect analogy. We gotta get back to the dead comic thing.
Dead comedian. Right.
Too quickly.
Dead comedian. But just to put a pin in the thing I was just mentioning, goat is over as a phrase because I saw, you know how Coke, Diet Coke, like they have share a Coke with, and then it would be like a name. It's like a cute advertising thing. I saw one that said share a Coke with the goat. And I was like, well, this is over.
Oh, okay.
Black people no longer say goat. If
Yeah.
Diet Coke's saying it, black people don't say it anymore. I am the arbiter of the things that black people do.
You think black people are big Diet Coke?
No, it's just a level of mainstream where I feel like it's no longer cool.
Wasn't it Muhammad Ali or something? He used to call him the great. He used to call himself the greatest of all time. Did he ever like contract it to or shorten it to?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
But I heard he stung like a bee, that fella, huh?
Yes, he did sting. Be like fashion. That was the initial version.
All right, dude. Now things are heating up.
You don't need to swing the mic away. You still have to contribute audibly to the show. That doesn't help anyone.
Connor's like scrambling to fix the buttons.
You could have done that without swinging it dramatically.
Just because I wanted to do a bit.
Yeah.
Now the audio is ruined.
Generous use of the word bit. Taking off your shirt and not talking, not contributing to the podcast. That's a great bit. I do this great bit where I take off my clothes and don't say anything. It's a pretty cool bit I do.
You ever go to strip clubs, dude? They're always doing bits.
Dude, I love that bit where you show me your asshole while I'm eating spaghetti. In my head, I imagine there's a nice strip club where you can eat spaghetti.
Like
probably the Sopranos one.
Yeah.
Bada Bing, right?
Bada Bing. Or the Bing if you don't have much time.
The Bing, yeah.
I once ate a hamburger at a strip club, and that was kind of gross that I did that, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they're rubbing the patties on their pussies or anything, but I think that
would be like the appeal of eating it then. It's like, you guys haven't rubbed this on your pussies, have you? You have? Okay, then.
I fucking hate strip clubs, dude.
Do you? I've never been to a strip club.
Really?
I've been to in Thailand, my wife and I, when we were there, we walked into like one of the ladyboy ones for we were like there for a second.
By the way, ladyboys is what Thai trans people prefer to be called for some reason, so don't get mad.
I'm gonna hope that's true. And then we went to this place in Atlanta called the Claremont Lounge. It's like this really famous, like, I think David Tell went there on Insomniac once. It's like this place, they have like basically just like weird, like old fat gross, but like novelty, like kind of women. Like there's this old, like big old black lady with just giant like absurd tits or whatever, like one of those novelty things. So I went into that. And I saw some like grandmotherish looking woman.
But that's like art. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know what art is, and I know what that was. And I wouldn't say it was quite like art, but it was a more of a novelty. It wasn't like I'm gonna go here and try to get an erection.
So is it like a body positivity vibe where they're like old ladies and big ladies can be beautiful
I think
too?
that's what the hope is, but I do think it's mostly drunk frat guys making fun of fat naked people.
Oh yeah, yikes.
I'm worried that that's happening more often than anything else. I don't think it's quite as open and as accepting as we would like it to be in a perfect world.
You gotta, whenever you're creating something, you have to be weary of the fact that people might enjoy it ironically, which is worse than someone hating your art. Is to be like, imagine if I like this, and you're like, fuck, I thought you. Unless you want to pay me, dude. If you pay me money. Like if you subscribe to the Patreon where me and Ilya do JOI videos, then I will be I'm forgetting that we talked about that off mic, but it is something we're considering if you guys are interested in it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
What was the Biden thing that you were talking about?
Oh, just that I'm fucking arguably as dumb as Joe Biden.
Okay.
And I mean, I think he was like a smart guy who is dumb, if that makes any sense. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I do think he knew a lot about Afghanistan or whatever, but he can't like talk. And the premise of the podcast I was listening to is like the way he's been acting is the logical extension of the way he's always acted.
Okay.
Like he's old, and so the way he is worse, but he's always like said the wrong name when he's talking about someone. He's always told a long meandering story that didn't make any sense.
Okay.
He's always been like very emotional.
So it's not that he's declined. It's just like he's on the natural trajectory of what he should be.
It's that, and he also declined.
Okay.
It's like really the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
See, I'm doing the Biden thing right now.
So and you think you're similarly?
I think something's like a little wrong with my brain. A little long with my brain. You know what I mean?
Long brain?
I got
got a case of the long brain.
I don't know. I think I have perfectly average intelligence, and then I got drunk almost every night for 9 years.
Okay.
And that doesn't help. You know what I mean? So I have ideas and I have things I want to say, but I kind of can't talk, you know? And I forget what I'm talking about.
And yet you're constantly trying to freestyle, which is like the most tasking talk thing you can do.
You can't really fuck up a freestyle, though, because no one's going to be like, wait, that rap didn't make sense.
Except me. I literally do that every time.
You do that.
I'm the only person who calls people out on it, which is not a fun trait, but I can't help it.
It is fun. I mean, that's a sign of a new comedian. And obviously, you're a veteran. I'm not saying this about you, Ilya.
I'm a veteran. I grew up in these trenches.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what it means to be a veteran? Is that you're born in the trenches?
Born in the trenches.
I guess that would give you like a certain level of, like you're a guy that like
grew up in
knows
the trenches.
Yeah. I've never personally.
I've never seen a trench.
So this dead comedian, his name is John. We're gonna say.
Okay.
Right. And he was so funny. And he was one of those guys that like killed at open mics, and then he was like, I have no inclination to do anything else but killed these open mics. You know what I mean? It's like the opposite.
Okay.
You know, it's the opposite of someone that's like, I've decided I'm going to be a comedian. I've done 2 open mics. Now I have an Instagram that says my first and last name and then comedy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like posting every reel that I do.
Yeah.
But then they're not really like jokes. It's more like rage bait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe I'm attractive so people watch longer than they otherwise would have. So he was like the opposite of that. He's like, I write great jokes and I kill at these open mics. And I kind of like, I can't hang afterwards. So no one puts me on their bar shows. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Speaking ill of the dead, dude, thanks God I'm not saying his real name.
That's not speaking ill of him. That sounds like he had a lot of integrity. Is this someone I would have known from back in the day?
Yes, you almost certainly know who this is.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable saying his name on mic because I don't want his next of kin getting doxxed by.
What if we bleep it out, but then I like Morse code it with my eyes, like that guy in Vietnam, and people could figure out what his name is by me secretly giving the message out. If I knew Morse code, I would be doing that constantly with my eyes. Do you know what I'm referencing?
The movie? No,
it's not a movie. It's a real thing. There was a real POW in Vietnam, and like
person of woman.
It was a guy.
Oh, okay.
It was a male POW. I mean, I don't know how he identifies now or then, but it was male POW, and like they were captured, and they were supposed to make like propaganda videos. Like the Viet Cong were basically saying, "Tell them that you're being treated well, that your human rights are being respected." So he was saying those things, but with his eyes, he was blinking Morse code that they were like torturing people and killing people.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, to know Morse code and be able to do that is incredible. And then you add the other variable, which is that he's also talking. So that's got to be like doing this shit, chewing gum and walking type situation.
It's a real chewing gum and walking situation.
That's so disrespectful.
We should replace that with like, it's a real POW trying to secretly get a message to the U.S. situation. Hey, it's like you do one of those TikTok things where they go up to people and they say, hey, can you say this while blinking to your captors while you're doing it? But anyway, that's why I thought it was funny to casually bring that up for no reason.
Yeah, this guy, so he died and actually respected the shit out of him for this. He always
he did it, or
for dying. I thought that was wicked cool. Dude. I do kind of feel that way when someone unalives, and no one do it to impress me. Yeah. But that is, I'm like, wow, you really went for it, dude. Holy hell. And not the taking a bunch of pills thing, like actually just like shooting your head.
Most of us talk the talk.
Yeah.
But how many people walk
the
walk off the bridge? How many people walk the fall?
That's what I would say before I jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. I'd be like, a lot of people walk the walk, but I tend to talk the
But then you say, oh man, talk the talk, then walk. God damn it, even when I'm dying, I fucked up the order. The one thing. That'd be your biggest regret before you die. It's like, fuck, I couldn't even get that right.
My epitaph is guy who misspoke, while also drawing. That's fucking beautiful, dude.
Dude, you crush it, dude. I think it's time for another bit. What if you had that many more shirts? I did a show a bar show in Tacoma once, and they had closed it with some local guy or whatever, and he had a bit, and he just kept taking off more layers of shirts. It was so dumb, but he had like 12 or 13 layers of shirts, and he just kept taking them off.
That is a great bit.
It is a solid bit.
Sometimes at an open mic, you have to do something so weird that it breaks everyone's brain and they laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really breaks attention.
Because if you could, open mics, especially in New York City, are so bad that you could tell perfectly crafted jokes, set a punchline tag, good word economy, succinct, good energy, and everyone's like, this is boring.
Yeah, George Carlin could come back, do a New York open mic, and then he'd be like 2 minutes in, he'd be like, so what else is
Yeah.
He sped through all his material, and because everyone's on their phones and not listening.
That one later special, when he's super old and he's doing I'm a high tech lowdown man. He's doing that whole thing.
Yeah,
he would do that at a Brooklyn open mic, and then he would finish, and then no one would clap.
No one would clap. And all right, keep it going for that guy.
Yeah.
And next up, my friend.
Yeah. And the guy's like, so I'm a finance major. I know. I'm evil.
That is funny how that is spot on for so many people. It's funny because somewhere in there is a genuine crisis, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might be doing the wrong thing, but I get paid well and I get to live in New York and
Mm-hmm.
get a pretty nice life.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're trying to absolve themselves somehow
Mm-hmm.
by ironically pointing it out in an open mic.
My favorite open mic experience, there was a guy, and he was new, and he didn't last very long, and it'll be evident why in a second.
Because he killed himself too. Jesus Christ, Bobby.
Because he walked
You're
the
a
walk.
goddamn omen on these people.
I'm like
one
the
post
Forrest
open mic
Gump.
hang with you, and people are like, Brooks was here. They start knocking themselves.
So he gets up there and he goes, so I'm fucking this up already. He goes up there and he goes, my grandpa was an accountant and my dad is an accountant. So
yes.
I grew up to be, and then he pauses, and the punchline, of course, is a comedian, which is a very I've never done comedy idea of.
I can't remember the name, but I know the.
Do you know the story?
No, I don't know the story.
Okay, which this means that this guy did this bit multiple times before what I'm about to describe happened. So this guy, he goes on, and it's an open mic, and open mics in New York City, everyone there is a comedian. There's no couple that's on vacation.
It's not the fun thing to do in town,
right?
For the people. Everyone in New York has anything better to do.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just waiting for their time to go up. And when you have this new guy energy to you, everyone is a little bit mean.
Yeah.
I mean, no one no one yells at you or something, but it's just like, why would we look up at our phones for someone that's doing this the first time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which would be a nice thing to do. So this guy goes up there and he goes, my grandpa was an accountant and my dad was an accountant.
Oh, I know the story. Yes, I know.
My grandpa was an accountant. My dad was an accountant. And that makes me, and someone from the back went, gay.
Yeah, I remember this. I don't know if I was there, or someone told me, but yeah, I remember. And he got a huge laugh.
Which that sucks. If you get a huge laugh on and it's not your fault, like you're on stage,
yeah,
and someone in the audience, and I didn't experience this was told to me later that he could not go to open mics and do that. Like each time he went
and do that joke,
and that makes me like
maybe
more and more people would be like gay.
It's tough to build in jokes where you have to build in 10 seconds of silence. That's the risk you take if you're going to be dry and slow like that.
He did not find it funny even the first time. I could get like, oh, this is getting old, but you gotta. That's why I'm like, dude, I think you gotta just, I don't know, take Toastmasters class. Like this might not be for you, But yeah, going back to this dead comedian, he had cancer the whole time.
Okay.
But he would do bits about how he used to have cancer.
Okay.
He'd be like, I'm in remission now, but when I had cancer, and he had these cancer jokes. He had cancer the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just didn't want people to fucking like feel bad for him.
Oh.
So he would, do these open mics. He's really funny. And then all of a sudden I find out like on Facebook that this is like, I don't know, 2017 or 18 or something like that he died. And his buddy, who was also a comic, was like, come down to Otto's Shrunken Head, right? This bar in New York City. And he's like, it's an open mic and it's in John's memory. And so I go there and I don't plan to say anything because I wasn't super close with him.
Yeah.
This felt like kind of a wake or a celebration of life type of thing, right? So I'm at this bar and apparently a bunch of his coworkers are there and they're like upset.
Yeah.
They're like, and then this one girl really like nice, and obviously she was like nervous of talking in front of people, like it's not something she normally does, and she was like kind of half crying, and she told the story about how like it was just a pleasure working with him and she's gonna miss him. And so a couple of those, and then some of his better like friends that are comedians go up and they tell like funny stories about him. It was like really cool. And then this guy comes up and he goes, so I didn't really know Logan that well, sounds like he was a great guy. So I've noticed like dating in New York is pretty crazy.
That's a good.
He didn't do that.
He
He wasn't trying to be funny.
Oh, he's treating like a mic.
That was like, he took the open mic literally. And then the next person went up and went, yeah, I didn't really know Logan either, but I'm half Italian and half Irish. And then everyone's like, holy shit. And then I kid you not, a third person when I didn't really know John that well.
You said Logan. So
I know I fucked it up, dude. R.I.P. Logan. I'm sorry if you're listening.
I'm not sure if the name strikes me, but
I actually don't remember his last name. He was hilarious though.
Okay.
But see, this is classic Joe Biden behavior. I gave him a fake name, and then halfway through my story, started saying his real name.
Yeah.
Maybe I should run for president, dude.
You think the qualification is to have dementia?
It might be, dude.
Maybe that's what you need to have the confidence to run in the first place.
Yeah, that might be all of it. You know how they say like ask the hottest girl out because the hot girl doesn't get asked to prom?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like run for president.
I thought that's what you do in prison. I've been doing the wrong. I've been picking a fight with the hottest girl in prom. And I've been asking the hottest guy in prison if he'll go out with me. I think I fucked. I got this way up.
First day of high school, finding the prettiest girl and punch the shit out of her.
You talk to the guidance counselor. It's like, oh, sorry, that was way up. I just got out of prison. I have the wrong mindset.
Then you go back to prison and you find the biggest guy there.
Hey, Tony, I was wondering if you need a new celly.
So, oh, gee whiz, everybody's all intimidated of me. No one ever asked me.
No one ever offers up their ass because they know I'm just going to take it anyway. It's like, yeah, you must feel so ostracized that way.
So anyway, I was hoping like I could be the top, Tone. What do you think?
Like maybe just once.
Yeah, can I top once? I think if you have a prison bitch, if anyone's listening in prison, weird priorities, but I think you should let the bitch be the top, at least on his birthday.
On a birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like have like secretaries. They have like bitch top day.
Bitch top day.
Bitch top day. Yeah. Do you think prisoners invent their own holidays throughout the year?
I don't know.
They should. I would. Like create your own culture.
I think Christmas.
It's a ramen swap day. Everyone switch like commissary foods. It's like a Secret Santa kind of thing.
Oh, that's fun. And then like pajama day, but it's they wear the same jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And they just say it's their pajamas.
They knit like caps, like old time sleepy caps, and they wear them just for novelty. I
wonder the different cliques in prison because like you always see
clique. You mean the gangs? We have word for the cliques in prison. They're gangs and white and Aryan Brotherhood.
Just imagine a rom-com, but it's about prison. So you have your blacks and you also have your whites,
and that's it.
And that's it.
And both want to kill you.
What happens if you're Jewish and you go to prison? Because Ilya, you're Jewish, which I think is great.
Thank you.
And
every time, I can't believe it works every time.
Yeah, you're encouraging me.
It's really lasting.
So let's say you go to prison, right? And you ask out the biggest guy there,
yeah,
right? And that's going well. But you got to join a clique or
did
a
you
gang.
Ever watch,
as you
did
say.
you ever watch Oz? On
No.
HBO? Okay.
Wizard of?
Yes. No, The Wiz, the black one with Michael Jackson. and
Okay,
Diana Ross.
which my understanding is it takes place in prison.
That's what I'm talking about. They're in prison, right? And they're singing. It's a whole thing. No, but the prison show, the HBO show, you're aware of it, right?
Yeah.
And so there was one episode, like in one of the seasons, where they were preparing for this giant like race war, and there's one character who's like a Russian guy, but he's like Russian Jewish, and like the Aryan guys are like discussing their strategy, and they're like having a meeting, and he's there. It's like, I'm Jewish, am I on your side or something like that? And the guy's like, yeah, you're with us. Something like that. And so it's like, I guess I don't know if that's based on any reasonable assertion, but I would hope if it came down to it as a Jew, I could insinuate myself into the white gangs if necessary.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that a bizarre thing that you have to think of? You're like, if I ever get framed and I'm in prison, I'm going to have to get a swastika tattoo. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to.
That wouldn't bother me getting having I don't care. Okay. If I have to do that for some self-preservation reason, okay, there's other worse ways of having to survive in prison.
And if you could explain that to the tiny mustache man, right? I don't know why everything we said is not monetizable at all.
I don't know how the monetization works.
I don't either.
I don't know. How am I supposed to have a conversation and think about it? Like you were saying unalived. It's like, okay.
Oh,
cool.
I say that like, that's just how I describe suicide.
I thought you were just
now.
being super conscientious of trying to make some money out of this.
Well, that's what happens is like you consume edited media and then it becomes like part of the lexicon. I say self-delete and unalived all the time, you know? I really feel like I should be careful with that. Like if I go to someone's funeral and then I'll be like, hey, I'm so sorry. It must be so painful for you, especially when they self-delete and they're like, what? I'm like, sorry, I just don't want to get demonetized.
It's also funny to bring up the manner of death. If you like, they're dead already. There's no reason to dwell on how. It's just like, yeah, just let them be.
Oh, let it be. Let it be.
That's not you're monetizable. Sing the Beatles catalog.
Yeah, I get I don't know. Let it be should be like public domain. Come on. What am I gonna? You're gonna see me singing "Let It Be" on my podcast and think, wait, did he write? Is this a song Bobby wrote?
What if it's like that movie where the Beatles didn't exist and then one guy only one guy knew about them, so he pretended like he wrote all those songs.
Ooh,
there's a song. It's called like Yesterday or something. It's like a movie. Came out a couple years ago.
Damn,
I really got to bone up on your culture.
I always
don't know Oz or this movie I can't name. I mean, come on. Pete
Best. Is he still alive?
I think he is.
Dude, what do you think his life is like? Because he was in the Beatles for a little while, but in a way where no one cares.
Yeah, no one. Well, I don't think they got along. And they had another. Was it Stuart Sutcliffe?
There was a guy that died.
Okay.
There's a guy that died, and then there was also Pete Best, and I think those are the only ones.
Yeah. So I heard an interview one. I think it was like on O&A or something once, a long time years ago, and they were just talking about him. He's like, I think he's a little bit bitter about, but like, not that he missed out on it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird situation,
dude. I don't know how you watch like 4 odd-looking men doing okay pop music and having like every woman in the world screaming and you having been in the band for a little while, not like lose your fucking mind.
I mean, okay pop music. It's the Beatles. It's great pop music.
It's fine.
It's great.
Hold on. I'm thinking of something. I want to hold your hand.
Yeah.
I want to hold your hand. Ilya.
Yeah.
I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
Okay. Those are great lyrics. She was just 17, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, the early stuff was very poppy stuff. It's great, good, catchy pop stuff.
Yeah.
And then I love that stuff way more than like all their more experimental or like ballady stuff.
Oh,
later.
when they were, dude, there's something about, and listen, I'm just playing the Beatles. You know I love you. But like their hippie era, I'm like, stop this.
Yeah.
Stop. Stop it.
Yeah.
Because there's also something so cringe.
That's their equivalent of their Kanye Hitler era. It's just like
arguably worse.
Arguably.
I don't. There's something about like when you're, because now I'm a man in my 30s and you're a man in your 30s,
yes.
right?
Like, don't listen to anyone who says otherwise. They're just rumors.
I think that like if I got a broccoli haircut now, it'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see that like pop punk guys that you know were in their 20s when we were children, so are now past middle age, and they have like a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm like, be a middle-aged man, dude. What are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
Wear a t-shirt and jeans.
I like that, like in Bad Religion, that's how they like the lead singer. They always just dress like normal. They never dress super punk.
Yeah.
And so you age into it better. It's like, yeah, you don't, if you never had like Liberty Spikes or a mohawk, it'd just be like, yeah, now you're just gray and you wear glasses and you're older, but you're just playing the songs that people like.
Dude, Mike Dirnt from Green Day.
He looks fantastic. Still.
He is a handsome man. He, for a brief moment, and this is while being in his 40s, had an emo haircut.
Which cut? With the
yeah, where it's like kind of the kind of haircut where you would like move your head so to get the hair out of your eyes.
Yeah, I got you.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
but I don't know, the eyeliner thing I thought was weird.
Yeah, that was a weird thing to get into later and like kind of glamming it up.
Yeah,
time,
didn't understand it at all.
Yeah,
the cynical part of me thinks that they all just started looking old.
Okay,
and they're like, how do we look young? Because we do like pop punk music. It's weird to be old.
Yeah, and
they're like, well, why don't we wear makeup? And they're like, that's people are gonna fucking notice if we're wearing makeup. And they're like, well, why don't we just? It's a theatrical thing that I'm wearing makeup. Yeah. That also happens to hide my wrinkles and shit.
What if Kiss did the reverse thing? They were always just regular, and then one day they came out with that makeup. It's like a special one-off.
Dude, Kiss.
No band's ever gone reverse like that. I think that'd be cool.
So like, I was obviously fucking around with the Beatles, but Kiss, I'm dead serious. Garbage music. You want to rock and roll all night and party every day? Well, when are you going to sleep?
Yeah,
first
you can
of all?
Party every day.
I can't listen. I don't know how to talk.
You can't challenge their lyrics when you mispronounce them. At least pronounce it right and give them credit. They're partying every day. They're rocking and rolling all night and partying every day.
They like freely admit that their first popular album was a live album because they were more showmen than musicians.
Yeah.
Because I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. You're like, that sucks. And they're like, if there's a whole bunch of people singing along and also there's fire, then you're going to love it. I'm like, fuck, you're right.
It's a catchy song. It's undeniably a catchy.
Wanna rock and roll all night.
Yeah, no, I know the song.
And party every day.
This is for no one's benefit. And I'm making it less monetizable the more you go on.
We're not monetizing. You guys are going to have to subscribe to the Patreon where Ilya
Again, we can't emphasize enough. We do personalized JOI videos.
Who do you think would be like, who would do better selling personalized JOI videos? And we started talking about this off mic, so we should explain what we mean. JOI is a genre of adult cinema, and it's called jerk off instructions. And a woman talks into the camera. She talks like nasty. Talks real nasty to you because you're a dirty boy that likes to be talk too nasty, don't you? So if we sold that on Patreon, Ilya and I, who do you think would be more popular?
I think you have a more like friendly voice, so people might like mine in a slightly more.
So you're a Dom.
I don't have the confidence. I think you'd be a better Dom just because you have more outgoing energy.
Yeah, but like you said, I'm so sweet.
Yeah. So you gotta It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. Maybe too enthusiastic.
You're too lawyery, dude. So we both agree that your penis is hard. Your penis is hard. Your Honor, let the record show your penis is
So you
hard.
think I'd build in arguments and then like with spaces for them to reply?
Yeah.
And then I act it out a little bit.
Yeah, like Dora the Explorer.
You
but
call it a dick? Come on, really, dude?
dick?
Dick, yeah. Like I've said, if I'm shaming, I'm penis shaming. Them.
Dude, I got so insecure. I'm like, isn't that the word? I never say cock.
I don't say it's weird.
I think that's a thing that only guys in porn say.
Yeah.
You like my
no,
cock?
I've said it
Ooh.
in moments of passion.
I hated how that made me feel. I hated that so much.
I was like, what do we call it? I never referred to it as anything.
Dude, neither you nor I should have moments of passion.
No?
I mean, we're entitled to pleasure.
What if we have moments
But
I don't know, sometimes you have nice moments of passion.
yeah, but I think we
moments
should
of passion on our tits, some nice butt passion, some moments of butt passion, right?
I think everyone would prefer if we kept our moments of passion to ourselves.
Well, it's not a. I guess the JOI is like it's a moment of passion between me and the viewer, and they, and they don't come until they like
Now,
them.
okay, so we'll do, and we have actually an announcement to make. I've been getting distracted. We're halfway through the episode.
You would think that would have been the announcement.
I forgot that we have. Okay, so we'll get to the announcement in a second. But first thing I want to say is if we have a Patreon, what should the tiers be, right? So $5, I don't know, maybe an extra episode,
yeah.
right? $10, a personalized JOI video from either me or you once a month.
That seems like a big step up for just 10. I think there should be another thing in between. Oh, that means he said personalized. His thing, realistically speaking, I don't know how many people get it first. We're talking about personalized. At a certain point, let's say you have 100. You can't do 100 JY videos a month. That's insane. For $1,000, honey, I gotta keep doing this. All right, who's next? Steve. All right, we got Steve online. Steve with your tiny Armenian dick. Yeah, I remember Steve. Steve joined during our Christmas join-up sale where sign-up was reduced by 50%.
You're smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're
I got an old-timey Rolodex. I'm like flipping through it. See, that's what we got next here.
What does your dad do?
I'm doing it. Like my wife brings a cup of coffee, puts it on the table. It's like, God, I got some work to do. Go take the dog for a walk.
You're useless. Sorry, honey. I was talking to the camera.
Sorry, that was not you. I wasn't telling you to eat your cow. I was talking to Billy from Montana. He's been a day one, so I got to do this for him. That'd be good. Yeah, so I think there should be probably a tier group in between.
Oh yeah, there's. Can you imagine? I have to quit my day job.
I just don't got the time.
I'm not even making more money.
I'm setting alarms. I'm waking up before the sun. I barely have time in the day for breakfast.
We come on the podcast and I'm like too drained to even.
Yeah, we're like just exhausted.
Well,
you go to like a restaurant. It's like, do you want to order something? I'm so tired of ordering things around. Just give me whatever.
Just give me whatever. They're like, sir, you're being an asshole. I'm like, okay, finally someone's calling me an asshole.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't have to be.
We
the
just
one that
crave
calls
being
an
like criticized, but yeah, that would be fun. But anyway, that's not the announcement.
The announcement is, and listen, Ilya and I knew about this before you guys, obviously, but we wanted to take, some time to think about how to properly announce this because this is a big thing, right?
Joe Biden has cancer, and we're sorry. We're sorry we have to break it to you guys like this. I know you come to us for news first, but
even though we record this podcast a week before it comes out, we still do breaking news. That would actually be a great bit.
Just take a guess at what the news will be.
Ooh, okay.
That'd be fun.
I was thinking just having breaking news come a week late, but your idea is even better.
Just treating all the news.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that's just a regular podcast talking about news.
So, guys, I've been doing the Before Hours podcast for almost 2 years now, and it's been a great run. But Ilya is going to be a father. And I think...
Yep, that's true.
I think that's great. So you're going to be a dad.
I am.
That's, you know what? It's interesting, too, because I invited you to collaborate on a reel. And then you didn't collaborate right away. And I'm like, he must be busy. And then I see you post something else. And I'm like, okay, it's a sonogram of his first child. Great. But I spent a half hour captioning that video. That got several likes on Instagram.
You can't deny the likes.
You know what's interesting? Sometimes something will hit, but it either is really good on Instagram or really good on YouTube, but never both.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Maybe it's very common. Seems like it's common.
So do you think you're going to name your first child Bobby regardless of the gender?
Well, we know the gender, and no. It's going to be a boy. We're going to have a little baby boy.
Ilya's going to have a boy, dude.
I did kind of want a daughter. I feel like I'd be a good girl dad, I think.
You'd be
Boys
a good
can
girl
be a
dad?
little bit probably more aggressive or whatever. I don't know. I might have to fight this kid one day.
Dude. And that's the thing. If you have a boy,
Yeah.
you know, obviously you want him to be big and strong, right?
Yeah.
And I always think of this, like, especially because no disrespect to Mr. and Mrs. Sheehan, but like I know probably more about nutrition, right?
Yeah.
If I had a baby, it would probably be bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Maybe bigger and stronger than me.
Do you think you were malnourished?
I think, well, I'm a preemie. Everybody knows that. Well, not everybody. Why am I talking like Trump? I am a premature baby.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How preemie were you?
2 months early. Too early.
Jesus Christ.
So the
And
theory.
you never outgrew that.
I know, dude. I have this fetal vibe to me, and that's why.
You do have a
I
fetal vibe.
Well, so listen, my dad is also a short, handsome man, but he does have broad shoulders and just in general looks like an adult man.
Yeah.
So I think if I had an extra 2 months in the womb, I still would have been short, but I would have had like,
You would have finished.
I would be
baking.
finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got you.
Instead of now where I'm finished. Huh? That was kind of fun.
It was certainly a thing.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, no, we don't. I can't. The problem is, like, we had girl names, like a bunch of girl names that we would have liked. I have no boy names, and it's really hard to think of.
Now, would you ever go Ilya Jr.?
Nah.
But Ilya is Hebrew for he who knows God.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a thing, you know. It doesn't need to come up all the time, especially if we're gonna be working together. It's always gonna still be my name, and you can't just keep bringing up that one fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like. It's hard to come up with like and at some point we'll have to call him something.
Yeah. You
Again,
can't just say the baby.
You can be like, hey, you, right? That's
Well,
like,
because I was born premature, I was the baby for almost a full week.
oh, because they weren't sure if you're gonna make it.
No.
Or they
Oh,
just
I was
decide-
supposed to be a girl. This is me coming out as trans. No, the sonogram person, they did. I don't know why I'm miming sonogram
That's what
to
it's
you.
like.
Like
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
basically
know.
what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just did. We did one last week.
The sonogram lady or fella. I actually don't know the gender of the sonogram person.
You don't know the gender of anyone in this story.
I know, but dude, the sonogram.
You're gonna blame a sonogram person as opposed to you just having an extraordinarily tiny baby dick in the womb in utero.
Dude, you got there. I'm glad. My dad says that whenever the story comes up, he has to make that joke.
It's too obvious of a joke,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
Which it borderline doesn't make
Hey,
sense.
he's always gonna be a girl because his dick didn't show up on the screen. It's weird. They said it was a medical anomaly.
They just assumed it was a girl with an abnormal.
I tried hitting the screen to see if it was working, but no dick. Even when I saw him for the first time, I was like, "Oh, that's a thick pussy."
with a giant clit.
Doctor, what's wrong with my daughter's vagina?
Mhm.
It's like, sir, that's your baby, your son's penis.
I was watching adult cinema one time.
Yeah.
There was a lady with and she was sort of androgynous looking, and she had an abnormally large clit. And I start reading the comments, and apparently she's intersex, but I already came. What does that mean for me?
You started reading the comments after you came?
Isn't that weird? Because I didn't want to get up right away.
Okay, wait, what? I don't think I'm following logistically. So you jerk off.
Uh-huh.
Are you laying down?
Usually, yeah.
Is it on a phone or a computer that you watch?
It's usually a phone.
Okay, so you're laying down.
Mhm.
You're watching an intersex person,
Mhm.
Which is great.
I think it's
I'm trying to
great.
hear that. So
It actually makes me pretty brave if you think about it.
You masturbate to full completion,
Mhm.
and then you're like, before I'm gonna wipe up, let me see what the reviews.
Well, I want to see what other people are saying.
Let me
I'm
see what other
lonely. I want a sense of community.
Yeah. Okay, and what were the comments? People were like,
Someone was like, given how large her clit is, I think she might be intersex. And then someone was like, I'm intersex, and yeah, she definitely is, or he. I don't know how it works.
It's fun that at least by porn comment section standards, that's at least kind of productive and nice. Instead of like, she's such a whore.
Yeah, my favorite comment is inevitably, especially if it's like completely bizarre.
Yeah.
Is the comment will be each day we stray further from God's path. That makes me laugh every time. It's a great meme.
That's a weird, like, new right wing like turn. Is like they're super anti porn.
I don't get it, man.
Like it's like this kind of their fake new moral majority kind of thing.
We're going through a period in America, I think, that's analogous to the hysteria that preceded prohibition.
Yeah,
where it was like a legitimate problem in American society. Like people were drinking when they shouldn't and like drinking too much. Yeah. And then they overcorrected by being like, it's illegal. And then we're like, well, that's actually not healthy either. I think it's analogous because there are some people that get addicted to pornography because you could get addicted to anything.
Yeah.
And then those guys decide to tell everybody that it's
a problem for everyone.
It's a problem for, which is weird because like I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
I would never tell someone that has no problem drinking 2 drinks a day and nothing else that they have to stop.
You go up to a guy in a bar, you smack it, like, dude, you're gonna leave my wife for that. You're gonna start hitting my children.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah.
And then the fucking like the no fap guys.
Yeah, that's all.
It's like, stop.
It's just dumb performative. Like,
it's weird.
Like lost generation of boys. Like, I'm gonna be tough, strong-willed, stoic man. It's like,
you know what the thing about not jerking off is? You can do it and not tell anybody. That's the thing.
Yeah, not get.
You know what I mean? I wonder how many people don't jerk off though. That's what I think now.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I think about.
I can't get it out of my head.
I went to Catholic school and we had grown men tell us not to masturbate.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, I'm like, you fucking liar.
Yeah.
Because as a child, I'm like, oh, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's like, I'm like, there are like, I don't know, 200 guys in the world that don't touch their dicks for Jesus. Everyone else does it and then feels bad after.
And most of those guys do not have arms. The ones who have arms are like, it's a temptation.
Something broken arms.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Are you not as online as I am? There was a Reddit story that may or may not be true, as all Reddit stories are, about a guy that broke both of his arms and his mom eventually started jacking him off.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a sweet story.
Isn't it? A mother's love.
Mother's love.
That's one of those ones where if the genders are reversed, it's not great at all.
Jackson's fingering his arms. Yeah. You know, as I'm saying, I was like, that was an unpleasant thing to have said.
Tell the audience what the name of your first son is going to be.
I do not know. That was in fact.
Oh, you really don't know?
No, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
I generally.
Well, guys,
it's hard to think of a name.
If you're watching on YouTube,
if you want to join a tier, you get to name my baby. That's a good tier.
Yeah. Now, should we give them options or they can just okay
tier?
All right,
$10,000. It's $10,000 tier.
Okay.
One payment of $10,000, you get to name my child.
Well,
which is not even a crazy amount of money for a fairly significant.
Yeah,
choice.
But I think anybody that pays that amount is going to be heavily invested in giving your child a very stupid name.
Yeah, but they'll have access to the money and they might be willing to give me more of their money.
Ooh, true. And then you could always do the thing where, like, you know, let's say his name is like Toothbrush.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's Toothbrush Ilya Laksin.
Yeah.
And he just goes by Ilya.
Yeah.
Which means one who knows God.
Yeah, that's as always. Yes, that's a trick. The loophole is the middle name is what we actually call him.
Yeah.
So no one will ever know the dumb name.
Because like my middle name is Bobby. Because my first name is Stupid Faggot that deserves to die.
Oh, I'm glad you kept a traditional Irish name. That's nice. It has a cultural history, a heritage. That's good to have.
It's actually, you pronounce it a little different in its original
it's
Irish.
One of those long original Gaelic words. We're like, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Like Siobhan. Like, what are you doing with those letters?
You know, my last name is Sheehan and it means peace.
That was it.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
What does Laksin mean? Fucking money grubbing.
I was always like, almost seem genuinely angry at Jews. Like, fucking money grubbing. You turned out a goddamn dime with that one, or a penny.
All right, full disclosure. I didn't realize till after I said it. That is a Gilbert Gottfried joke.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, where he says my last name is Godfrey. Well, that's a show business name. They said my original name is too Jewish.
Yeah.
My original last name is Money Grubbing Christ Killer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great joke.
Solid. That's one of those nice, subtle Gilbert Godfrey jokes.
Yeah.
He's famous for.
AKA the parrot in Aladdin.
I don't think that's AKA. He doesn't go by that. That was just a role he played. That's not how AKA works.
You do have to figure, though, a lot of people heard Gilbert Gottfried's voice one day and they were like, that's the parrot from Lion King.
Yeah, yeah. Probably.
The same way like Bill Burr is known by probably millions of people as that one guy from Breaking Bad, even though he's one of the best comedians of all time.
Yeah. Man,
you know?
Yeah, that's true. But he's like he's like A-list now, right? He's like,
yeah,
he's doing well. Good for him.
Yeah. You know how they say like Biggie died and then Jay-Z got more popular?
Yeah.
I think Louis getting canceled made Bill Burr more popular.
It was a perfect confluence of time. Like Louis was a reigning king. He gets brought down. Burr's at the top of his game. Slides right in. Next, take over the red-handed mantle. You know,
but I'm coming for you, baby, Billy Boy. I met him one time.
Did you?
At New York Comedy Club.
How was he?
Well, I reached the cutoff of people that were allowed into the room.
Oh yeah,
because it was a sold out New York Comedy Club, and then the owner was like, "Okay, a certain amount of comics can watch in the back."
Was it the Gramercy, the 24th Street?
Fuck, I really don't remember.
Okay.
What's the original one?
I think it's that one, like the one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was he was for some reason just going up before roast battle.
No shit, really?
Which I didn't watch the show. I don't know if they struggled or not. I imagine they did.
I mean, yeah, if I knew they got an audience to stick around after, yeah.
But yeah, and but I didn't meet him afterwards, and he was he got off stage, killed. It was really cool to see because he killed, and then he got off stage, and he's like trying to get his Uber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like if I ever get that, I'm gonna be like just pacing back and forth, muttering "I'm the man" to myself. You know what I mean?
He might have done that early on, but like after being like crushing for so many years,
yeah,
it probably gets boring to you or whatever.
And I was like, I don't want to bother this guy, but I also don't want to not like have a conversation with him. So I'm a fucking idiot. This is what I did. Because I wanted it to be clear that I wasn't. I just wanted to say a thing to him. And I wasn't going to try to be a fanboy thing.
Yeah.
So I put up my fist and said, "Hey," and he looked up from his phone and he saw my fist and I said, "Great job."
Yeah.
I told Bill Burr he did a great job.
You did a good job.
Here's the cool part. He seemed genuinely like, "Oh, well, thank you."
Yeah.
I think he knows what it means to be a fan.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
You know.
You went the other way. It's like, yeah, it's a tough crowd. I thought you did great.
Or I was like, hey, I listened to your whole set. I have some notes.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever thought about switching this? That'd be fun.
I wonder if I did do that.
You think you might have blocked it out that you did that?
Yeah.
It was so traumatizing that you're like, I think I tried to.
You like to think that he's like an everyman that would realize that I'm neuroatypical and just like.
Do you think you're neurotypical?
No, but I'm saying if I went up to him and went, I have some ideas
for you.
he would come to two conclusions. One, this guy is doing a bit and that's funny.
Yeah.
Or two, this guy literally is like spurred up and I should be nice to him.
It'd be hard
because of that.
I think it'd be hard to assume that's a fun bit because that's a bold move either way. If you're actually trying to give him a tag, that's a bold neurodivergent move.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to do like put him in on a bit already, that's just like a brazen, obnoxious move from an extraordinarily overconfident person.
I do wonder though, because as comedians, right, we're in contact with people that are like above us and where we feel like, okay, we can't just riff with these people. We have to, there has to be some sort of,
there's like they hold court kind of thing, dude, or depending how it works. Yeah.
And there's this weird hierarchy that sort of exists.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, I don't know. I feel like maybe if you walked up to somebody and just started chatting with them, even though they're above you, it might be fine. But also, no one wants to be annoying.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
That's the thing. I'm like, that's when my insecurity is like, I could never just do that. But then it's also like, you never think from their perspective, like, you know, they're not like a lot of common. Like, I saw Big J once outside the stand and we were all kind of standing around and people were passing around a joint or whatever. I'm just like, I didn't really say anything because I wanted to do something, but like, I just didn't fit into the conversation and there were other people talking. It's like, this is just is just standing around. Like he doesn't know that I'm a comic necessarily,
Right.
but he also probably doesn't know that I would necessarily know who he is. Like he's not like so famous that like he's going through life assuming everyone who sees him knows who he is.
Which is like the sweet spot, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I do think everyone wanting to take pictures of me at all times would drive me crazy. You know?
I imagine it would, but I think deep down I would still love it. I think I'd love it so much.
Okay. Well, I would always compare it to being a telemarketer
Yeah.
and having roommates. You know what I mean? That's why I think getting famous later in life is probably better.
Yeah.
Because it's like the hedonic treadmill, right? You get used to shit. And then also if you've never, that's why I think child stars are like so fucked up.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how. I mean, I know some of them were molested or whatever, but like if you
or whatever.
But like if you never knew, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, the hell of having like a regular job.
Yeah.
Like just how much that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Hello, how may I help you? Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, please lower your voice. I can't help you if you're cursing. You know what I mean? Versus like, oh, how come I can't get a major role?
Yeah.
How come I'm only nominated for best supporting actor?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, life can be, and what I just described is like
it's so much better than what other people. Yeah.
Dude, someone's dream is to have my life, and my life is objectively bad. Like, there's someone that's like, oh, fuck, he gets all his vaccinations. I'm like, in America, some people don't even want to get all
I bet his skin doesn't peel off during the winter.
I know, dude.
I know they're all...
To see me and be like, I need that guy's skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's great skin.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, we're entering summer where I have to, like, really lather it on.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's brutal. I burn so easily.
Yeah.
It took a long time to convince my wife. Like she just thought I didn't give tanning a try. Like she was like, "Oh, just stay out," and then like she sees how easily I burn. It's like, oh, it's just like, yeah, my body just doesn't receive the sun well.
Well, she's a WOC.
Yes.
So she doesn't quite know. You know.
She doesn't know our struggle.
She doesn't.
And I'm tired of these WOCs who can't put themselves in the mindset of a nice straight white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it's called empathy.
It's called empathy, WOCs.
Yeah.
You know what I like about WOCs is I don't think anybody actually says
Nope,
it.
no one said. W is the clumsiest of the letters to pronounce.
W is more syllables than women, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to women though, honestly.
Honestly,
ladies,
no cap.
no
women.
cap. This one's for you.
Yeah.
Right.
This one's for you.
This one's for the ladies.
This one's okay, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
And then nothing.
Yeah, this one's for the ladies. The one where Ilya and I talk about JOI and how we would do it if we were being paid money to do it.
I think I'd be. I think I'd be good at it.
Yeah.
I think I'd be good. Like on paper, I think I'd be pretty good at it because I think I could find interesting ways to be commanding that are like unexpected.
Well, maybe you could like write for JOI.
It's like I can see the insecurity in the corner of your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And like, oh,
Okay.
yeah. Like I'd do like I would sort of combine like my roasting skills, but like with a little bit of insightful kind of maybe psychoanalysis.
Okay.
And really dig deep into them.
I think what we got to do is find 2 hot girls and write JOI for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know if you have to be in SAG.
You have to be in. So you write a JOI of it. It's like, so when do I get health insurance? I'll be honest, my knee's been bothering me for weeks.
I'm like, your wiener is so small and dirty.
It's like Dr. Seuss level, right? My penis was sad.
I wouldn't suck your dick in a house. I wouldn't suck your dick with a mouse. I wouldn't suck it here or there. I wouldn't suck it anywhere.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, man.
We never made the announcement.
Oh, yeah. The announcement is...
it wasn't that I'm having a child.
It isn't. Oh, it's something much more important. Ilya, honorary second mic of the Before Hours podcast, or as he calls it, the breakfast show. That's it.
Is it honorary second mic or co-host?
You're the co-host, but I'm being like annoying about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is I can't tell the difference of you being annoying about it and you being you about it.
They're one and the same.
One and the same.
What did you say to me the other day? You text just like you talk. And it's
so
uncanny.
It carries through and just on screen, it really it pops out of the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, man.
But yes, the morning cereal hour. I'm a big
morning.
a big fan of Breakfast Sunshine Good Times. Whatever the fucking name of the show.
Morning cereal.
I always think of breakfast food. I always think it's something about breakfast food because I think the first 2 times I did it, you asked like what I ate for breakfast or something. So I was like, it's something to do with breakfast. You think? I don't know what the goddamn show's about.
Well, that's it, folks. If you make me laugh hard enough, you don't even have to remember the name of the podcast.
Also, forced here, JOI video, and you get to join the podcast.
Ooh.
Third mic.
That would be... Someone might do, not on our podcast specifically, but that has to be a thing. Because remember, like O&A back in the day, you could call in.
Yeah.
And then you could, if you had like a funny story, they would riff on it. So maybe we could do something like that. Like, hey, come into the studio one day. Meet Connor.
Everyone knows Connor. Is that guy's name?
I
Connor?
reference Connor all the time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Is he?
Great man, actually.
Nice.
And not too hard on the eyes, if I might say so myself.
And yet, just the mere mention of his name really brought down the energy.
I know.
I'm going to blame Connor for that. I'm going to blame you. I'm going to blame his name.
Yikes, dude.
Connor, yeah.
Well, you're looking great, man.
Thank
you put on your nice shirt for this.
Yes, and my sympathetic pregnancy glow. So
I know.
How the fuck is goddamn knocking around here?
Yeah, there's something happening.
What kind of shit operation is this?
Ilya, you haven't...
I'm podcasting. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so someone actually did come to the door.
I realized you open the door.
Okay, everything's fine. We're fine. Everything is going. No one's fired.
I got a thumbs up from the producer. So maybe she didn't hear it, or it didn't make sense.
Maybe she thought you were yelling at me, which in a way you were.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was just yelling to fake anyone, but definitely some lady at the door.
Oh man, I don't know if I'll be able to handle fame.
That's such a gross thing to say. Like that, what is that? It's not even like a humble. It's like a humble brag, but it's like another level of evolution of it. It's like where you haven't accomplished a thing, but you're cocky about how you would accomplish it later,
and also like a sort of pensive about like, what will it all be like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. I mean, like, signing autographs.
I don't know if fucking having sex with different groupies every night. Like, what if I just want to be in love with someone, right? Like, I don't know. How am I going to live that life if I can never just settle down with the one true love?
What if I have Rainbow Bugatti Coalition, where it's like a different color Bugatti for every 7 different Bugattis, each a different color.
Roy G. Biv?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what actually I would do if I was real talk? Huh?
Real talk?
Real talk.
Let me sit up. Real talk. I'm going to adjust my posture for real talk.
Yeah, dude.
That's how you know it's real talk.
I think if I ever have money, which I might not, but if I do, I'm going to not drive a fancy car.
Yeah.
I feel like fancy car is like, rob that guy.
You can be like Warren Buffett, like be a billionaire, but still live in like a regular like ranch house or something and like not do anything with it.
Well, I feel like it's towing the line between you don't want to live in such luxury that it's like dangerous.
Yeah.
But if you're famous and people know that you have money, you should also be away from the riffraff.
Yeah.
Now, could I have explained it in a nicer way? Possibly.
But you certainly wouldn't have been able to explain it any more eloquently than you did.
Dude, I'm in my Joe Biden era. This is why you joined at the perfect time. You're basically like, what's her name in Fight Club? Marla? Who's the girl in Fight Club?
I don't remember the name. Helen Bonham Carter's character?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Marla.
I think it's Marla. You're basically like Marla in Fight Club. You came into my life at a very strange time.
Okay.
And then the Kink starts playing.
I was thinking more of myself like when an 80s sitcom was like 7 seasons in and they bring in like a new character. I think I'm more that vibe, like the new neighbor, or like Married with Children kind
or
of.
in the Cosby Show where they had the cute little girl, but then there was an episode where she got her period, so she couldn't be cute anymore, and then they got Raven Simone to be the new cute little girl.
Oh,
And they like shoehorned her in there. She was the stepdaughter of the oldest daughter.
oh,
Yeah, so like Bill Cosby was like, hey, you're my step granddaughter.
yep. That's his
I've
famous
been
cat.
working on that all afternoon.
Yeah, all afternoon.
Well, Ilya, this is the start of a beautiful business relationship. This has been the Morning Breakfast Hour. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.